going on, you guys? So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the best investments you can make right now for this month. A lot of short-term buys and then a few long-term buys I'm going to get into. But before we get into that video, I do want to say, as you guys know, I'm giving away a Luka Doncic Optic rookie card and a PSA 9 to one lucky person who goes ahead and follows my Instagram at SportsCardInvest, who subscribes to this channel and who comments the word done down below. I will be checking and making sure that the winner did follow all the steps, did follow the Instagram, did subscribe to the channel, and did comment the word done. So definitely make sure. It's a free chance at a $250 to $300 card, so definitely worth it. But before we get into the real video, one more thing. I did want to talk a little bit about my investment membership program. Now, recently we launched our Platinum membership. I believe around 10 weeks ago, and not a single pick has gone down since. We were buying these 2017 Silver Prism Donovan Mitchells just 6 weeks ago for under $1,400. They're currently up to $2,800, so we doubled our money on that investment. We've tripled and quadrupled our money on many other investments, and not a single pick has gone down. So if you guys would like to join in on the profit, all you have to do is click the link down below to sportscardsinvest.com and pick which membership group you guys would like to be in. Definitely Platinum has been killing it, but that is for picks 1,000 plus. If you're a normal, investor who, say, has a couple $100, all the other memberships would have a lot of stuff for you to make a lot of money with us. So go ahead, click the link down below if you would like to join in on the profit with us. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hop right into this video. So the first place that I see a lot of opportunity is in Modern. Modern has been down for the last few months. Everyone's been focused on Vintage. However, I do see a Modern comeback happening right now. And I see the comeback starting to happen not in Prism this time around, but in Select, actually. So Select has much lower population numbers, and at the same time, their demand is there. So there's a lot of opportunity in Modern Select, especially with the population. That personally makes me feel a lot better than buying Modern Prism, because population numbers are so crazily high that, demand has to stay super hot for the prices to keep up. So one example is, Brandon Ingram Select. In a PSA 10, it's around $220. This was on our membership program just last week, actually. So around $225 in a PSA 10 for Brandon Ingram. I personally think that's an incredible deal. Obviously Prism, as of now, by the time this video drops, Prism has dropped. So Prism 2021, or 2020 as they call it, with LaMelo Ball, Prism has dropped, and that's gonna bring a lot of attention into the Modern market. We already see LaMelo Ball's Hoops cards going for insane amounts of money. I believe a PSA 10 sold for over $1,000 for someone like LaMelo Ball, who's lighting the league up, and he's super young, great rookie. That's going to cause a lot of attention to be brought to Modern cards. And I really think that that's going to benefit a lot of other players, such as Ingram, especially championship contenders, or at least players on solid playoff teams, like the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell has a chance this year to do, at least I feel he's going to at least get to the Western Conference semis, and Donovan Mitchell leading a team to the #1 seed at just 22, 23 years old. There's so much opportunity here, and I personally believe that, it may be a good smart play to either one, if it's in your budget, to go for the Prism Silvers. I believe that's going to become more so like the Topps Chrome. So it's going to be the most sought after card. It's going to be the most base stock you can get for a player, just because Prism numbers are very high. But on Donovan Mitchell, they're not too bad, because obviously it's 2017 Prism before the whole sports card market craze started in 2018-19. So there is, lower population on that. It's very smart to go after, Donovan Mitchell Select rookie cards. Just so much opportunity here for the playoffs. As you guys know, people start to stack up on their playoff players, in the second half of the season, and All-Star weekend's coming up. People are going to start to stack up on these playoff players. Donovan Mitchell certainly is one. I certainly see a lot of opportunity in guys like James Harden. James Harden is playing phenomenal. The Nets are slowly becoming title contenders, or slowly becoming title favorites. Sorry, they were always title contenders, but now they're really becoming title favorites because Anthony Davis, there's a big question mark there. And then, the Nets are just playing phenomenal, which people honestly were quite concerned about how they would get along. But they are playing very well right now, and these cards are on the rise. This is around a $20,000 card right now. In just less than a month, it's doubled, more than doubled. So much money to be made in these playoff players. I certainly believe that Anthony Davis right now is one of the best investments you can make, just because we saw so much growth with comparable players. I'm not, just in the same class, right? Like Harden, Kevin Durant, you see Steph Curry's Topps Chrome sell for $86,000. And then Anthony Davis's 2012 Prism has a very limited pop as well. This was not an overprinted card. This was first-year Prism when they were relatively printing quite low numbers. And Anthony Davis is a superstar, and he's one of the cheapest superstars right now. Harden's Topps Chrome's $20,000, LeBron's is $32,000, Steph Curry, his Topps Chrome is $86,000, and Prism is roughly comparable to Topps Chrome in my opinion. Topps Chrome's kind of like the base stock for a lot of these players, and Prism's a base stock because it has a fairly low population, and it's sitting at $2,000 in a PSA 10. When Kevin Durant is all the way up at $12,000. All these other comparable players are so much higher. Even Kawhi Leonard is double Anthony Davis. So there's just so much opportunity there. He's on a championship contender. So much money to be made in these cards. Even Kawhi Leonard has a lot of room for growth at $3,000 in my opinion. But yeah, on the, switching topics back to vintage, right? We do see a dip in players like Kobe Bryant. And a lot of people are asking me, what do I do now? Do I sell? Do I hold? What's the deal here? Because stuff is going down a little bit. It's hard to, not notice that, but I do at the same time feel that, when Kobe's documentary date is announced, there's going to be another craze in, vintage again in this, kind of space. I definitely think, people were really hyping all these cards up from the documentary when there was no date, no confirmed release. But as soon as they released the, release date for the Kobe documentary, I think there's going to be another boom. It's a great time to get in right now, I feel. However, I would say if you are more of a risky, you just want a quick return, I would go for modern right now. But if you are a safer, the safer bet, of course, is to buy the dip for vintage. Because vintage, such as Kobe Bryant, LeBron, I wouldn't really consider LeBron vintage, but when vintage goes up, LeBron goes up. So he's kind of in that, tail. I would say 2010s, is what I personally consider modern. But vintage, before 2010s, it's great time to buy the dip because they're always going to hold great value. Everyone wants this Kobe Bryant Topps Chrome rookie card, and eventually it wouldn't surprise me if this one day is a $100,000 card. It really will not surprise me based on how many people are getting into the market. Fractional ownership, this card could be broken into 1,000 shares, and all of a sudden it's affordable to everyone. Everyone can buy a piece of it, and that just makes the demand go so much higher because everyone now can get a piece of Kobe Bryant's rookie card. So this instead could be $40 shares, and it's much easier for a share to go from $40 to $50 rather than a card to go from $40,000 to $50,000. So I see so much opportunity here. I think it's a great time to buy the dip, but I certainly see the most short-term gain in modern, and that's because of two reasons. You got Prism dropping on March 3rd today, as of, by the time this video is uploaded, and then also you have the playoffs, and guys like Kawhi, guys like Giannis are just very, very cheap right now. Giannis has been, probably the staple in the market for so long, and right now his Prisms are not doing well. Even the small chance that he turns into be a real superstar who ends up being a top 20 player of all time, it may be worth the chance to buy, a $3,700 Prism for the chance that he does win a championship or does eventually win a championship. So I certainly think there's a lot of opportunity in a lot of these players right now. There's no reason in my eyes that Giannis should be 1/4 the price of Kevin Durant with relatively similar population report. I definitely don't think Giannis should be, at this low of a multiple compared to other comparable players. Even Allen Iverson's Topps Chrome with a similar population to Giannis's Prism is, going for 4 times or 3 times, Giannis. I certainly think there's, stuff is going to change in the market, and investors now may see more opportunity in Giannis, in Anthony Davis, compared to Allen Iverson right now, which I personally, as an investor, think there's more room for growth right now in Giannis and Anthony Davis and, James Harden compared to Allen Iverson and even Kobe, LeBron. I see a lot more growth here. Just because prices are much, much lower, you can still watch these players play. Everyone's going to be hyped about the playoffs. LeBron has a chance for ring number 5. So if he does that all time, he's going, I personally think that puts him on the level of MJ. So yeah, just so much ways to go in the market right now. I'm just kind of laying it all out there for you guys. You guys can definitely take what you want, leave what you want, because I'm sure there could have been some stuff I just said that you guys don't agree with. Just that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of opportunity in modern and vintage. Do not hesitate, because opportunities, they come up and they're gone the next day in the sports card market right now. So it's definitely a great time to be buying. There's so many new, things coming around in the market. There's a new Dallas show next week. There's new Prism dropping. There's, news outlets covering sports cards right now. There's a new record sale for a Luka Doncic logo man at $4.6 million that's making ESPN news, that's making all of these, news outlets. So there's so much demand coming into the market, so it's a great time to start stacking up on some of these players before the playoffs. And if you want to buy vintage, it's a great time to stack up, wait for that Kobe documentary release date to be announced. But yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Once again, if you guys would like to get my picks, go ahead, click the link down below to sportscardsinvest.com. And other than that, also enter into the giveaway for the Luka Doncic Optic PSA 9. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to close out the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm out. Peace.